is going to be the penultimate final of the day. As they go out on track, our senior X30s will get ready to go racing as they come up to the line, and we are away. It was a quick start there from Alistair Rushforth, but he is away, and there's been a change for second immediately there with Belton getting past second place Nigel Garrity as they make their way down towards turn number 4. We've got a yellow flag out there, so we've had someone hit problems on the warm-up lap. I'm trying to work out who that is. It's not come round after the first lap. I think it's let's have a look. I think it's James Hunt actually, who's retired on the warm-up lap. So a real shame, because James was starting this one from 4th place, but he has had problems and sadly will go no further. But a fast start from Alistair Rushforth, and he's got a gap immediately of 0.4 of a second over Paul Belton. Nigel Garrity, who we can see on screen to the right of picture there, he is currently in 3rd place, but he's being chased down here by Richard Mallison. I've got to say, it's a very quick start this from Paul Belton. He's starting to close the gap to Alistair Rushforth. Just under 9 minutes plus a lap to go, and in the background the 31 there of Paul Smale trying to work his way through into 5th place, not quite able to do so as they come out of the chicane and make their way down the back straight now towards the final corner. And it's closing up between our leaders, isn't it, here? It looked as if Alistair Rushforth was rushing off into the distance, but that is not the case, is it? Belton is right with him now, and the quickest driver on track is actually Nigel Garrity in 3rd place. So this is starting to get very interesting indeed. Who's going to be the first out of these guys to make a move? It's going to be Garrity. Down the inside he goes for 2nd place. Ran a little bit deep, but did enough to make the move stick. So that is a change for 2nd place. Garrity is now back to where he started, but in running wide in that move, he has allowed Rushforth to open up a bit of a gap. So he's got a little bit of a task on his hands, but he's got just under 8 minutes to try and close that gap down. Mallinson also closing in. Finley Leonard is right there as well. We have a warning for Richard Mallinson in the 14, who looks the next one to try and make an attack on Paul Belton here. Paul Belton, who started this race in 3rd. He's now not got the best of pace in his car at the start of the race here. Nigel Garrity, since getting into 2nd, seems to be looking over his shoulder a few times now. I think quite concerned, just assessing the situation as what's going on behind him. There's the stricken 25 of James Hunt, sadly, as they come out of the chicane and make their way down the back straight. A look over the shoulder there for Nigel Garrity, but look at the gap to Alistair Rushforth. It's really coming down quickly now as they come out of the final corner, and Rushforth has been caught here. So the chase for Nigel Garrity has been complete, and he's done it a lot sooner than some of us would have expected. Fastest lap for Nigel Garrity, the Jack-Tex Racing driver, as he comes through turn number 3 and makes his way up towards the hairpin. Are we going to see a challenge as early as this? Well, Rushforth pointing him left there, and that's the outside of the circuit. So I'm not too sure what that was all about, but it was certainly a gesture between Rushforth and Garrity, who are going to go to battle once more here. They've already been fighting with each other on track this weekend, and they are going to continue to do so in this Rotax Libre Final as they make their way up towards the start-finish line. Rushforth trying to jump in his seat there. Garrity looks to the outside as they make their way through turn number 1, now in towards turn number 2. Belton in 3rd place, Mallinson in 4th place, Leonard in 5th place, then it's Smale in 6th, Catchpole in 7th place. Garrity looking to the outside of Rushforth, unable to get through as they come out of the hairpin and now make their way down towards the chicane. They are all queuing up in this lead battle, aren't they? Leonard is right there as well. It's less than a second between our top 5 as they come out of the chicane and now make their way down towards Wilkins. This lap number 6 of this race. Garrity still the fastest driver in terms of lap times, but Griffiths down the back of the field has done a personal best as well as we come across the line now and in towards turn number 1. Garrity doing the best job he can to try and get through. He's got to be cautious of Belton behind as well. Maybe he's fairly comfortable with running in that second place for the time being. Of all of them, Mallinson probably looks the one to make a move next there in 4th place in that number 14, closing in on the top 3, and he's looking pretty racy in that 14 as we hit the halfway stage of the race. Just under 5 minutes to go, and a wide line taken from Rushforth there, and that just opened the door for Geraghty, and Geraghty has gone through. Oh dear, running on the curb there, and Rushforth running over the back there of Geraghty. Geraghty is into the lead, and it's all gone off now. We've got Mallinson is up to 14th. Oh dear, Geraghty has run wide at turn number 2, and Geraghty is going to drop all the way back to 5th place, so he's gone from the lead down to 5th in as quick as a flash. So real shame there from Geraghty. I don't know if that was just a driver error or if he's developing an issue there or if he was helped off. I'm not too sure which one of those 3 it was, but it didn't seem likely that it was the latter. But nevertheless, Alistair Rushforth is now back into the lead of the race, and all of a sudden Richard Mallinson has put himself in a chance here to potentially go through and lead this race. Warning out for 44 and 73, so I wouldn't be surprised if there was some contact there between Rushforth and Geraghty, but we don't want to say anything we're not sure of as we make our way now down towards turn number 4. Geraghty has got a lot of work to do. Race has turned on its head for him, but there still is good 3.5 minutes remaining in this race, and the fight for the lead is still definitely on here between Rushforth and Mallinson. Belton and Leonard 3rd and 4th, then it is Geraghty in 5th place as they now head down to the first corner, and that was a clear signal from Rushforth that he wants a push there from Richard Mallinson. I think Geraghty has tried to move down the inside for 4th. Yes, he has, and he's through. So that's 1 down, 3 to go for Geraghty. 3 minutes on the clock with that as well. There still is a chance here for Nigel Geraghty to recover this, because Rushforth, I don't think is going to get that push from Mallinson that he wanted, and Mallinson is going to go for this. So he's going to be defending now is Rushforth. We've got Belton there as well, and this gap is going to come down very quickly, I feel, as they come in towards the chicane. This is now lap number 10. Geraghty fastest on circuit as he tries to close these 3 down. Down towards the final corner we go, and Geraghty is closing in as we go up towards the final corner. Look at the variation of lines being taken through there. The most offensive came from Rushforth. The most attacking came from Geraghty as they come up to the line now. Looking to the outside is Mallinson. Here's Geraghty in the 73 trying to work his way through to 3rd place. I feel turn 4 is where we could see a move here from Geraghty, because from what we've seen in the 8 minutes we've seen so far is that he can do moves from a long way back. Maybe not that time, but certainly when we get to the last corner we could see a move here. Rushforth is just jumping in his seat slightly, just starting to get more concerned about what's going on behind. I wonder if he's caught a glimpse that Geraghty is also getting involved in this now, as well as Mallinson and Belton as they head down towards Wilkins. Geraghty surely fourth in the queue is going to go for a move. Yes, so Geraghty is up into 3rd place. So he's cleared Belton. It's only Mallinson and Rushforth to go. 90 seconds remaining. Is this going to be enough time for Nigel Geraghty to go and take this win? What about Richard Mallinson? He's slowly worked his way up the order, but doing most of the leading has been Alistair Rushforth as we go up towards turn number 4. Plenty still to happen in this race. Our podium sitters are clearing off slightly, but which order are they going to finish in is the question. I think we'll have 2 to go at the end of this one as they make their way up towards Wilkins now. They do a lap in about 46 seconds, so with that, that's confirmation that this will be the penultimate lap of the race. And Mallinson, this is the closest the number 14 has been all race in terms of taking the lead. Is he going to make a move when they go up towards turn number 4? There's a mistake there from Rushforth, who's run wide at turn number 2. That's just invited the pressure here from Mallinson as they go up towards the hairpin now. Geraghty, meanwhile, gets closer and closer with that in the background. The 3 of them right together now as we go down towards the chicane. This for the penultimate time. And you know, Garrity's just going to absolutely send this if he gets any opportunity to do so. Mallinson has been a lot more he's taken his time with this a lot more, hasn't he? Rushforth just keeps looking over his shoulder just to see what's going on. Is Geraghty going to go for second? No. Stays behind, so he sits in third for the time being. Rushforth, we've seen make mistakes at turn number 2. Here comes Geraghty, though, trying to get down the inside to take second, and he's through. So good move that from Geraghty, but has he got time now to go off the leader, Alistair Rushforth? If Rushforth looks behind, he'll see he's got a gap, which he does, so he won't defend going up towards turn number 4. Geraghty is going to be pushing as hard as he can. Up towards the chicane we go. He takes a look over his shoulder, does Geraghty. It's Rushforth, Geraghty, Mallinson, Belton and Leonard. It's going to come down to the final corner, but that looks like enough of a gap to me for Rushforth, who just relaxes his hand slightly. I think he knows he's home and dry, or is he? Geraghty is going to go for this. He's going to look to the outside. A slight mistake there from Rushforth. That's invited a potential opportunity to Geraghty, but he just about hanging on to the win there. Alistair Rushforth wins Rotax Libre from Nigel Geraghty. Mallinson in third place. Belton